So today we will see one topic called error handling. So in this, yeah. So we will see error handling, and first we will see different types of error uh, in Python. Okay, common type. Basically, we'll see the common type of error, and if this error comes, how to handle this error. Okay. Uh, so error is, let's say, if you write a program, okay, so maybe let's say 10 line of code, and let's say there are 10 line of code, and anyone having question? Naresh, can you mute yourself? Thanks. So let's say there are 10 line of code, and let's say in fifth line there is some error. Uh, so if I run this script, basically if it encountered error in fifth line, it will crash the program. Crash the program means it will not execute after fifth line anything. Okay, and it will throw error. So if I show you by example, so let's say, yeah. So if I show you through some example, let's say if I write a script called main3.py. Okay, till now we have seen mainly .ipynb. Okay, so this is a Python script that was notebook. Okay, so notebook is mainly for practicing, or means each cell means we execute the code cell wise. So but when you have to write a program, okay, for a company or anything, uh, or create working in a project, most of the times we work with Python script. Okay, so if you see the difference is here, in notebook the extension is .ipynb, but in Python script the extension is .py. Okay, yeah. So the syntax are similar. Only thing is like, here there is no cell. In Python script there is a no cell, means it will not run the code block wise, it will run whole script. Okay, for example, let's say if I have to write print hello world. Okay, so let's say I have written this one line of code. Okay, and let's say if I want to execute it. Okay, so simply what I can write, Python, go to terminal. Okay, and this code is present inside modules. Okay, so here I have to write Python, then main3 .py. Okay, so the file name is main3.py and simply I have to hit enter. Okay, so it will print hello world. Okay, so this is how we can run any Python file. Okay, script. uh, let's say uh, I write a equal to 10 and b equal to 5, let's say, and let's say c equal to, let's say I write a by b. Okay, and want to print c. Okay, and let's comment it. Okay, now, so what this program do, it will insert value a, I means it will save value 10 to a and 5 to b, and then it divide. Okay, and the result it will print. So first you have to save the program by control s. Okay, then again run in a similar way. See, the answer is 2.0. Okay, maybe again we can run, let's say. So answer is 2.0. Now let's say instead of b, if I put 0, instead of b I have put 0, and then again save the program. Okay, now let's run this time. Python main3.py. Sorry, it is 50. Huh? 0 I want to say. So 10 divided by 0. Okay, so let's run it again. See, so this throw error, right, means it, so there is an error like trace back, then the file name and the line c equal to a by b. What is the error? 0 division error, means 10 divided by 0 not possible. So it throw error division by 0. So after this c, it doesn't print anything, means after line number 6 it doesn't execute the line below that. Okay, so this will basically crash the program. Okay, so let's say if you write 100 line of code, okay, sometimes uh, there are some exceptions. Okay, uh, but I want my program should continue. Okay, means let's say 10 divided by 0. Okay, so I want uh, my program should not stop because of that error. Okay, so that we called it as a error handling. Okay, so in Python there are things to handle the error. Okay, uh, so one so there in Python, so there is a try and accept. Try and accept. So these are basically two keywords. Okay, so let's say the thing that we have seen. So let's say a equal to 5 and b equal to 10. Okay, and what we want, c equal to a by b. Okay, so in normal case, if I put b equal to 0, it will throw error, right? Now if I have to uh, use try and accept for handling such type of error, so only thing that we can start with try, then colon. Okay, then the code that we want to run. Okay, so this code will come inside here, this. So let's say a equal to 5, b equal to 10, and c equal to, let's say, a by b. Okay, and then there will be except and print. Print error comes. Okay, so this program first it will try to execute these lines. Okay, execute these 3 lines, and if it finds some error, this thing will come to here and it will execute this line, but program will not stop. Okay, uh, maybe I can write print C. Okay, so let's again see it through this example only. Okay, uh, what uh, I can write try. Okay, then inside try I can write a equal to 10, b equal to 0. Okay, and let's say c equal to, and here I can write print and print c. Okay, so this is try. Then there will be one more thing, except, and I can write print error comes. Simply I can write. Okay, now if let's say if I run this thing Python, maybe I can, yeah, see it printing 2.0. Okay, means 10 divided by 5, 2.0. Now instead of 5 and b equal to 5, if I write 0. Okay, so again let's say rerun it. So the means it execute all the lines, right? Means here we have printed message like error comes. So here error comes message printed. Okay, so this is how the try and except thing work. So when you see there are some exceptions, let's say a equal to 10, b equal to 0. So exception is like b value cannot be 0, right? So in those cases, to handle such type of thing, uh, means majority of the time that code will work, but for let's say for one value, for 0, it is that code is not working. So for that to handle such scenario, you can always try and accept to handle such type of error. Okay, so first let's see what type of error um, in Python. Okay, generally we encounter. Yeah. So let's say if I simply write, so there are different types of error. Uh, yeah. So first is a division by 0. Okay, so division by 0. So let's say if I write the same thing, a equal to 10 by 0 maybe. Okay, so see the error, it will provide division, 0 division error. Okay, 0 division error. So if you see while running the code, if you see such type of error, zero division error, that means you have divided some number by 0. Okay, so here we have divided 10 by 0. So because of that, it is saying zero division error. So this is one type of error. Okay, now there is a type error. Okay, so type error example, if I write, let's say if you want to add a string with some number. Okay, so Python will throw error. So this error is called as a type error. So what it's saying, can only concatenate a string to string. Okay, we cannot add number with string. So let's say if I write ABC, this time it will not throw error, it will run. So if I have to add something, I should add same data type. Okay, so here if I add a string to number, it will throw type error. So this is second type of error. Then there is a index error. So let's say if I have a list, okay, and if I write numbers of 2, okay, so it will run. It will return. So at second index, the value is 3, okay, but instead of 2, if I write 4, okay, so in this the fourth index is not there, so it will throw some error. Okay, so there is an index error. So why? Because there is no fourth index and we want to access it. So because of that, it's saying index error, and this is the description of that error. Okay, now similarly, different types of error: indentation error, okay, attribute error, name error, uh, let's write this also. So there is no xyz variable. Okay, and if I want to print it, okay, so it's saying name error, name xy is j is not defined. Okay, so this error we called it as a when the variable is not defined, so that is basically a name error. Okay, so these are some common errors that we encounter while running the program. Okay, now there is a way to handle such errors. Okay, already this example we have already seen. Okay. So if we have to divide 10 by with some number, okay, so if I run it, so this program will run. So again, if I see the execution code flow execution, if I show you, so first there is a try and accept. Okay, and so let's say program come at this point, means so it will first try to run the code inside here, means try block. Okay, and if it encounters error, okay, then it will, let's say there are 5 lines. Okay, and if you encounter error at third line, let's say, okay, so it will skip the remaining 2 lines. Okay, so total 5 lines is there. So let's say if we encounter error at third line, so it will skip remaining 2 lines, means it will not execute these 2 lines, and it will directly come to, from here it will directly go to here. Okay, and then it will execute this thing. Okay, so when we use try and except, it will first try to run this thing. If it encounter any error, it will execute except. Okay, so this is the program flow execution. Yeah. So again, if you see, let's say for simplicity, success. Okay, so here let's say if I run this thing, remove this also. Okay, so the first program will go inside a try block. It will try to run these two things. Okay, but while running result equal to 10 divided by 0, this will cause error, right? Then once it will encounter error, it will skip this print f success line. Okay, it will directly come back to except, and it will run the code present inside except. Okay, we can see also, say, so oops, cannot divide by 0. But let's say if this code run, means, okay, so result, then it will print, and it will not execute the except block. See, so except block only execute when there will be error in try block. Okay, so this is how try and except works. Also, so we have seen try, and in except we can also write except. So there is one keyword called exception as E, exception as A, and then you can print E. Basically, let's say you want user to know what type of error that is coming. Okay, so for example, in this case, I have write error comes. Okay, but let's again rerun it. Okay, simply I have write error comes. Okay, but what type of error, means we haven't given any information what type of error it is. Okay, basically because of what thing this error come. Okay, so for that, what we can write, except exceptions as E. Okay, so let's say if this error comes, okay, means 10 divided by 0, that is basically a 0 division error. So that will stored inside a exception, and this thing stored in a variable E. Okay, so if I simply write this thing, okay, except exception is C, print E. And let's say if I want to save it, again if I run C, so this time it is showing division by 0. Okay, division by 0. Clear? So when we write except exception as E, so this is basically storing the error in variable E, and which you can print. Okay, so here we are printing the E. So this will tell okay, because of what this error is coming. Maybe you can write in a error comes because of okay. So you can make it more descriptive, simplify it. See, maybe you can so error comes because of division by 0. Okay, so user should know uh, because of what this error is coming. Okay, so this is how this try and accept thing works. Okay, now, so let's say there are more than one type of error. Okay, more than one type of error in a single program possible. Okay, uh, if I show you some example, maybe, yeah. Hmm. Let's again write one more script, main4.py. Okay, and control S. Yeah, see. So here, 10 divided by ABC. Okay, okay, first try this in, try it here. What type of error it will throw. Okay, see, this time the error is type error. So for this case, there are two types of error possible, right? 10 divided by 0. Let's say you, you have given two number. So user first number user enter 10, second number he can write 0. So in that case, it will throw error. The second example is like, let's say he write this thing. So one is number, other is, so this time it will show type error. Okay. Now to handle such sort of thing, so we have write multiple things, right? Except zero division error, except value error, except type error. See what's the difference. Let's first remove value error when it comes. Uh, let's see again some example. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. So let's say if I write 10 divided by int of ABC. So this time it's throwing value error, right? Yeah. Let's first remove this. Okay. And let's see if I don't write in that way. Let's say simply write except. Okay. Print error. Error comes. Okay. And
No.
uh, So if I run this thing, oh sorry, this is Python main 4, right? So here it is throwing error comes, but we don't know what type of error it is. Okay, so there can be a different types of error, right? But we don't know what type of error it comes. But we want user to know, or maybe we want to apply, we want to give some better information to user so that he can correct the input uh, that he enters. Okay, so let's say if I write except, so there are different types of error. Okay, uh, if I write except zero division error, so what type, so there are three different types of error that is possible here, right? So except zero division error, then except uh, value error, and except type error. Okay, now yeah, so when zero division error comes, let's say if you write, if we can write print uh, the denominator should be should not be 0. Okay, let's say if this error comes, I can print uh, the denominator should not be 0. I can write correct the denominator. Okay, now next is value error. So value error, uh, uh, first let's print type error. So here we can write print numerator and denominator should be number. Okay, and what is one? Okay, and here we can write print print uh, both conversion of a string to int is not possible. Let's say if I write these three things. Okay, first Yeah, let's try to run it. See, when I write 10 divided by string of ABC, what it throwing the error? Numerator and denominator should be number. Okay, numerator and denominator should be number. Let's say if I write 0 and again run it. So this time what it is returning, the denominator should not be 0. Correct the denominator. Okay. Now if I write int of ABC and save it and again run it. Conversion of string to int is not possible. So if you see here, when we run this code, so it will go to first line, then the third line, right? So result equal to 10 divided. So based on this error, whether it is a zero division error, value error, or type error. So there are three different accept, right? Here. So it will choose that block only which matches this error. So if it is a 10 divided by 0, it will the error will be zero division error. So it will choose this block, okay, and run this block. But if the error is something else, means uh, uh, if the type error is there, okay, so in that case it will choose this thing, okay. Similarly, the value error. So based on the error, if you write in this manner, so based on the error, it will try to see it will try to match which accept block it matches with the error, and it will execute that accept block only. Okay. Now let's say so this is one thing. Let's again create one more file. Maybe main5.py. Okay. Yeah. So there is one more thing. There is a else and finally. Else print run without error the value of the value is result okay, and there is a called finally and print done. Okay, so first let's run it and then we will see what is happening. Okay, so let's clear it. So now 10 divided by 0 I have written. Okay, yeah. So what it is returning, the denominator should not be 0. Correct the denominator. Okay, let's say if I write 10 divided by 2. Oh, sorry, I'm running the wrong file. It is in main.5, right? So let's first run it 10 divided by 0. And if I run this, So there are two things, right? First, it printing the denominator should not be 0, correct the denominator. Then it's returning done, means then uh, so if you see the execution, so first it run this thing, it will throw error, it is throwing error. So it matches with, try to match zero division error, value error, or type error. So the match with zero division error. So it print this thing. Then it comes to this finally block. Okay. So what it is returning? Done. Means we just, there is one line of code inside finally done. Okay. Print done. So that it is doing. Now let's say if I write simply 10 divided by 2. Okay. See what is happening. Uh, maybe I can write the output is let's again rerun it. So here saying the output is 5 and run without error. Okay. So when this program runs successfully, means inside try, so there is no error. Okay. So it will not run any except block. It will directly come to else. Okay. And here also finally done is there. Okay. So if we, let's see the execution means. So when you have try, okay, and let's say a equal to 10 divided by 0, okay, and there are, let's say, accept, and accept. Okay, so here let's say 0 division, type and value 3, and then there is a else I have written, and finally I written. Okay, and inside that some statement is there. So there are two cases. Okay, one case is when this 10 divided by 0, so it will throw error, right? So in that case, hmm, so in this case, it will directly try to match what type of error it is coming. So this error is coming, right? Division by 0. Okay. Then after that, it will directly come to finally block. Okay. Once this accept run, it will come to finally block. So finally block. So this is how the first type of thing will run. Okay. In second case, let's say a was 10 divided by 2. Okay. In that case, there will be no error. Now the execution will be like it will directly come to else block, and then finally block. So else will only run when there will be no error. Okay. But finally will run in both the cases. When error will come, whether error will come or not, it will execute. And accept will only execute when error will come. Okay. So in summary, accept will run when error will come. Okay. And else will run when there is no error inside try block. Okay. And finally will always run whether we get error or not. Okay, so this is how except, else, and finally block execute. Okay, so this we have already seen, except, else, finally. So here if you again the same thing, invalid. Invalid. Start try inside finally lock. Yeah, so if you see here, we are not handling error, right? Means, see why it is coming. Means 6.py. Okay, so here we have, so this is the code. Okay, so if I run this, clear Python, if I, let's say, if I simply print this thing or try to run this thing, okay, first I want to see what type of error it is coming. Okay, so the error is value error, right? So here there is a try block, then this start try, then num equal to, okay. Now in except, if you see, zero division error is there. We have basically when we write except equal to zero division, basically it means it will handle zero division error only. Okay, we haven't written. If I again run, let's say main6.py, if I run main6 tab. So if you see the execution, okay. So first start try it print inside finally block. That is also it print. Okay. Then it throwing error. This trace back all those things, right? So this finally block will always run. Okay. Whether we are getting the error or not. So the execution, if here if you see print start try, so it got start try. Then after that it encounter error. What type of error? Value error. But there is no except block to handle value error. Okay, so it will not, it will try to match with the except block, but there is a no matching for it. Okay, so it will directly come to else will not run because this is not successful. Okay, so directly where it come? Finally. But if I write instead of ABC, if I write 5, okay, if I write 5 and again if I try to execute, see, so this time it runs, okay, without any error. So this time when it will convert to 5, so this also run, it will not go because there is no error, so it will not go inside except, it will directly go inside else block because else block will run when this try block runs successfully. Okay, or means and then it will run finally. So start try, then inside else block and inside finally block. Okay, now let's say the error that we are seeing, okay, earlier that we have seen. So here it is saying value error. Now if I write there, if I create one more except block, okay, and this time the block name or this will be value error. Okay, inside value error except block. Okay, and here if I write, so the traceback that you are seeing now, this time it will not show, because this time this value error will be handled by this except block. Okay, let's see it. Yeah, see. So now this error is handled by value error. Earlier there was no handler for such type of error. Okay, so this is how this works. Yeah. This we have, yeah. So there is one more thing, that is a custom error. Okay, so custom error is, let's say, certain type of error. For example, if we see this thing, try, and maybe I can create one more file, main 6 is already there, 7.py. Okay, so here if you see, I write try x equal to -5, and if x value is less than 0, raise. So basically it will tell user this type of error, the value error, what I have in raise, and then value error, and inside that I have written some message that x must be non-negative. Okay, so this will throw this type of error and then accept value error as a. Okay, so this is basically a custom error that we call. If I run it, let's say Python means 7.py. Okay, it is not saved, so because of that it is throwing nothing. Again if I run, yeah, so here if you see, the value of x is less than 0. Okay, so it will go to this, means raise value error, but here if you see, accept value error as e. Okay, and what message it is returning? Handled. It is because of that only. X must be non-negative. So inside E, when we write in this way, inside E, it will store this thing. Value error means the message X must be non-negative. So this is how we can, this is a custom error basically. Okay. So this way we can print some message to the user so that he should know what type of error it is. And you can associate that error with the known type of errors, like value error is known, right? Similarly, there are type error, name error. You can associate uh, with such values. Okay. Yeah. So this is how you can create a custom error. If I give you some more example, maybe. Yeah. So here again, if I show you the execution, so here we have raise, then value error. Okay, so the execution will be, it will again try to search which except block has value error, and it will execute that except block. Okay. Yeah. Specific error types we have seen. Finally, we have seen getting error information. Yeah. So this is how custom error that we have seen is you can start with race, then the type of error that you want to associate with uh, the error. Means let's say if you do not want to, in some cases the error may not come, right? The thing that we have already seen um, here, if x less than 0, means it will not automatically create error, right? Means if you run that also, it should run successfully. But if you want that the value should be uh, greater than 0, but user enter less than that, okay, so automatically it will not throw error. You have to raise some error, okay. So you are intentionally raising some error. So so this is how you are creating a custom error. Means that is not inbuilt. Like 10 divided by 0 is a inbuilt, it will throw error. But x value can be negative, right? It means the program will not automatically tell user that uh, okay, this is a means value error. You have to raise some error. Means you have to create some custom error. Like here we have intentionally, right? If the value of x is less than 0, raise this error, okay. Yeah. So you can go through this notebook, this error handling simple. There are lots of example and you can practice it. So this is about mainly a error handling, okay. Now one more topic is there, uh, that is called module, okay. Uh, in this, any doubt? Try accept. Means error handling, how we can handle error. Because when you ask any, means if you ask ChatGPT to write any code, it will always include try and accept. Okay, so that is how, because that is a best practice, and this ChatGPT or all um, uh, Gen AI tools mainly trained on a GitHub data, and their the code is written in this format. So now if you see such sort of things, you will be able to understand what is happening, okay. So yeah, any doubt till this point? Okay, now the next is a module. So we have seen a script, okay. So that main1.py, main4.py. So these are all called scripts, okay. And similarly, there is a module, okay. So there are two different types of module: inbuilt and custom, okay. Yeah. And so module is nothing but what is inside module. So inside module, it can be a function, variables, or object, or class, okay. So inside a module, function, variable, or object, or class. So that is mainly a module. Uh, so module is mainly used for reusable code inside some script, okay. So let's say you have created one module, and let's say, for example, if I give you some simple analogy for real life case, let's say, uh, for example, cement. If I called cement as a module, okay, cement as a module for analogy. Okay, now cement can be used for creating a building, right? Creating a building. It can also be used for road, bridges, okay, railway track, okay. So the same cement has multiple uses. So in all places, building road, bridge, railway track, we use this module. So this has a reusability. So multiple times we are using it. Okay. So treat module as a this way that you have created a some sort of code which can be used for different purposes. Uh, so if user want to use it for their purpose, they don't have to write that code. They simply import that module. Okay. Yeah. So, mm, so there are some module. Um, so as I said, module are two different types. One is a inbuilt and other is a custom. Okay. So for example, module. Okay. So here, if I write import pandas, okay, as a PD. So this is basically a pandas module or package. So there is a difference between module and packages. So package can have multiple modules. Okay, but here you can treat it as a module. Okay, so this is if you in Python, if you have to install any module, okay, that is available in internet. So we generally use either pip install the module name pandas, okay, or uv add pandas. Okay, so if I show you with some example, maybe pandas pip. Okay, so see, so this is mainly for working with CSV, Excel data, or any tabular data. So for there we use a pandas library or package. So to install this, pip install pandas. Okay, but in my case it is already installed. So to use this package, so first we have to import it. So I can simply write import pandas. Okay, so this all so if I write import pandas, okay, and let's say in my program I write pandas dot read underscore CSV. Okay, and here the file name. Maybe I can showcase here only. So I can write df equal to pandas dot read underscore CSV, and you can inside that you can simply write the file name. Okay, file path. So this is one way to basically use this. The other way is to, let's say this pandas you want to create some short name. Okay, so generally what we write, import pandas as PD. Okay, so the advantage will be, then if you create df equal to uh, so you can write pd dot read underscore csv. Okay, and here the file path. Okay, so when you create import a module, so you can create a short form by simply writing spd. You can also write any name, it is not mandatory. You can write pp, you can write p. Okay, but the best practice is for pandas, they use uh, pandas as pd. Similarly for numpy, let's say there is one more package called import numpy, you can simply write as np. Okay, so in and now if you use that in your program, you can treat it as a np. Okay, so this is basically a inbuilt library. Okay, you are not creating, so this is already available in internet, you just installed it and you are using it. Okay, so these are called custom inbuilt library or inbuilt module. Now let's say if you have to create your own module. Okay, you have to create your own module. So for that, what you can write, mm, so let's say if you write create some module called calculator.py, some file called calculator.py, and inside that there are functions. Okay, uh, maybe I can showcase. First, let's say clear, and I can go to cd dot dot, and let's say if I create some uh, examples. Okay, folder first. Okay, now I have a example folder. Okay, now let's say inside that example folder, first I go to cd examples. Okay, and I can simply create one file. So here also you can create, let's say calc.py. Okay, so it will create one file uh, called calc.py. Okay, let's close other files. Yeah, so now we have created one folder called example, and inside that calc.py, and inside that right now nothing is there. Right now let's say create some functions, comma b. Okay, and uh, return a plus b. Okay, similarly we have, let's create one more file, add sub, the input are same, and let's create one more thing, multiplication. Okay, uh, a into b. Okay, so this file you have created. Okay, now let's say in that only, if I write some test dot ipynb. Okay, now this test is inside this example folder. Okay, yeah. Now if I write some code from calc. Okay, import add. Okay, so you have created one file called calc. Inside that, how many things are there? Add, sub, mul, these things are there. Three functions are there, right? So what I have written, from calc import add. Now how to use it in your program? So simply you can write add and 4 comma 5. Okay, and you can write y. See, you don't means you have created some file. Okay, now this file you can create in your any program. Okay, y equal to add 4 comma 5. So what you have imported add, but let's say if I simply write y equal to sub 5 comma 10, see what happens. Name sub is not defined. Okay, why? Because we are not importing that sub thing. If I write here sub also, because sub is present, right? Subtraction. So now again I have to rerun it. This is already working. And if I see, so y will be minus 5. So this is how, this is a just simple example. You have created one calc and you are importing that. Okay, from calc import add sub. Let's say there are 100 line of or 100 functions. Okay, and you do not want to write like add, sub, mul, all this thing. So there is a simple, if you write star. Okay, simply write star. Star means it will import everything. Okay, so let's say y equal to mul 3 comma 4. Okay, and if I write y. Okay, so start variable mul is there. Yeah, so now it is running. Okay, so you have imported everything. So right now we have just used the functions. Let's say you have created one variable also. Okay, maybe password, maybe. Okay, and ABCD, let's say. So till now you have used functions. Let's say if you have to use password also, and I'm clearing everything. Yeah. So now password. Let's see what happened. I imported everything. Now see. So you can access the variable also. It is not only function, it is the variable also. So this is how you are importing something. Okay. So generally the best practice is if I show you some example. Okay. So let's say for calculator. Okay. So if I move it to example folder. Yeah. So this is a calculator and delete. Okay. So if I show you the folder structure from here, it may not be clear. Sorry, not module, examples. Okay. So there is a calculator folder, and inside that there are 3 files: init, basic, advanced. Okay, init, basic, advanced. Okay, now let's say test2.ipynb. Okay, so now if I show you the init file, if you see, let's make it empty first. Okay. So init file, you can make it empty. That's not a problem. So there are two file, basic and advanced. In basic, add is there, advanced subtract is there. Okay. And now save. Yeah. Again, if I show you the structure, so this test2.ipynb is outside the calculator folder. Okay. So let's say if I have to from calculator, the folder name is calculator dot. Let's say if I want to use calculator dot advance. Okay, so the file name is advance. Import I can select kernel first. Let's import star. I want to import everything. Similarly, basic import star. Okay, so let's see if I run this. Okay, so this is the folder name, then file name and all this thing, and I'm importing everything. Okay, now if I write a equal to add 4, 5, so a will be 9. Okay, so this is how you can basically import the module. Let's say if you do not want to write this two line, okay, simply you can write instead of, because you are importing everything, so simply you can write from calculator, okay, the folder name import star. Okay, let's clear all the output and restart. Yeah. Okay, it is throwing error. Be going to add. What is it? Okay. Let's try to use this one. Okay, so this will not work. Why? Because this test2 dot from calculator import star, that is there, but this will not work because this need to be mentioned inside a init file. Okay, so there is a init file, and if you mention it here from calculator dot advanced, import star, and from again the same thing. Calculator dot basic import star. Okay. Yeah. See, now it's run, right? So I mean, this is other way. If you have directly import this calculator, okay, in program. So first you have to import both this thing inside a init. Okay. So if you don't write init, nothing means inside init. If you don't write anything, then it will simply you have to use these steps here. Okay. So inside init also there is one variable called underscore underscore all underscore underscore. Okay, equal to, and then here inside, let's say if you write add and comma multiplication. Okay. Okay. So let's, if I use these two things, model. Okay, because of init only. It is throwing error. Okay, I will tell you later this thing. Till this point, it is clear, right? How we are creating the module, okay, and how we are importing that in some program. And if you do not understand it fully, not a problem, because we will use it in future classes. We will use it comprehensively. And also, when you create a project, or if you run in means if you create some project and in company, so this is how the code structures are there. Means you create some module, and let's say your functionality can be used by someone else, so they don't have to write uh, so they will have your Python script and or module. They will simply import that module. Okay, so this in this way the code will be more cleaner and easy to understand. Okay, so for example here we are simply start. Yeah, so here we are simply we don't have to write the calculator functionality. We simply importing that thing, and then we write we can use the function inside that. Okay, so this is how modular programming works. Yeah. So any doubt?
Yes, sir. One small doubt, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, what is the difference between package, module, and library?
Package I haven't told you, right? Package
Yes.
will be package can contain multiple modules. Okay,
Means group of modules.
Yes.
Okay. And library?
So library is just a bundle of packages. Means bundle. Let's say in a package, if you bundle it, okay, properly.
Yes.
Mostly we called the package as a library also, but we need to have some sort of bundle. Like if we install pip install pandas, so pandas is basically a library. Okay, and in that library there are multiple modules.
Yes.
So it is a just form of package, but yeah, I have to say it. I haven't uh, means seen the definition closely, but in my point of view, or maybe I will check it. The package and library are exactly same thing. Only thing is that you need to package it. Means if you means uh, like pip install. Let's say if you create multiple modules, so you can create your own library where there are multiple modules, and you can push it to PyPy place, and anybody can access. So that we called it as a library. But yeah, I'm not sure on it. I will check and let you know.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Any other thing? Yeah. So from next week or this coming week, we will start with Gen AI, and there will be some changes in timing. So morning only 7:30 we will start, but Monday also we will have class. So what I am thinking is like Monday, Tuesday there will be class, then Wednesday off, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday there will be no class. Okay, so in a week we will have 4 class, but Monday, Tuesday, then Wednesday will be off, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday you will get time to practice the thing.
So
Okay.
thank you so much. I was also thinking to talk about that because our school timing is also going to change. In Saturday, it will be morning time. So now
Okay.
no issues. Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks everyone.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thanks.